Hello, traders, and good morning to you. I want us to have a quick look at what is happening on the GBP New Zealand as I begin to see what looks more like a bearish setup unfolding as we head into the new week. Well, after looking at what is happening on the 4 hours time frame since the month of May, we notice how price has been consolidating between the 1.91 area and the 1.97 area as price continues to juxtapose between these levels, hereby giving us a clue into the indecision that is happening in the market at this point. So as price has been caught up in a sandwich between a supply zone and a demand zone, it is obvious that we need to be patient to see how price is going to play out. That is, how we're going to see a breakout of the supply zone to push for a bullish momentum, or is there a possibility that price is going to break below the demand zone for the potential of a bearish momentum? However, if we look closely into what structure that's been given us, let's scale up to the daily time frame. If we look closely into what structure has been given us since the month of April, we can see that we have a bullish trend line that have connected a series of higher lows in the last 3 months to give us a temporary bullish trend line. If you allow me, let me give you a visual representation of what I'm talking about at this point. We can see how price has respected that bullish trend line. We have a bullish temporary trend line. But what I noticed is as soon as price rejected this demand zone in the month of June, that is on the 3rd of June, we saw that the bullish expansion was not as strong as the one we saw earlier. Let me give you a clue into what I'm talking about. Let's scroll into what structure is giving us. You can see on the 7th of April, if we look at the bullish expansion from that bullish trend line, we can see that we have something like this. Almost how many pips move? That is at least a minimum of 900 pips move to the upside. But as soon as price came to test the bullish trend line on the 3rd of June here, we can see that the expansion wasn't that huge, giving us a clue. How many pips is that? We have almost 400 pips. Is not even up to half of the previous expansion, giving me a clue that the bullish momentum might be waning at this point in time. So what do we want to be looking out for to confirm that the bullish momentum has actually waned? So the bullish trend line we've identified here, the temporary bullish trend line after connecting the series of higher lows at this point, needs to be broken to the downside to give us a signal that sellers have actually come into the market. So one thing we want to be looking out for at this point is we want to be looking out for a breakdown of this bullish trend line, after which we see a retest of structure and we look out for patterns on lower time frame that will support a trend continuation to the downside. However, it is worthy to note here that we don't know if price is still going to break this demand zone to the downside. So what we want to be doing here on a short-term perspective is to be looking for our take profit target within the demand zone here. So let's scale down to the 4 hours time frame to see how we could take advantage of that bearish momentum when it finally happens. So one thing we see here is this. We can see that we already have a breakdown of that bullish trend line, the temporary bullish trend line we identified earlier, which appears to have been broken at this point in time. And at one point, we saw that price came back to do a retest of structure before price moved to this area. So one thing I'm looking out for is this. I'm looking out for a reversal pattern around this area. It could be a double top structure. It could be an head and shoulder pattern, after which a breakdown retest of structure will confirm price is going to the downside. So to have a clearer picture of what is happening within this area, at least in the last 1 week, we need to scale down to a much lower time frame where we want to be looking out for that reversal pattern to take advantage of that move. So scaling down to a 1 hour time frame here, I'm beginning to see something that looks like a reversal pattern. As you can see, since price moved from this area on the 6th of July, hold on a second, from the 6th of July, price moved to reach a peak at 1.951 area, after which we saw something that looks like a reversal pattern to me, sort of, and then a breakdown of this area, a retest of structure will send price crashing to the downside. So to make our job more easier at this point, I want to identify a key level that will guide our actions going forward. And if we look left, we can see that we have an area around here, which has been a support area. There's been a demand. We have a demand structure around this area. And following that, we saw that we had a supply niche around this area before price came to become, this area became a demand zone at this point in time. So one thing we want to be looking out for, we can see that this area has been a significant determinant of price action in the last couple of weeks. So we want to be seeing a breakdown of that area and a retest of structure in the form of this. We want to see a breakdown, retest of structure to give us a confirmation that we want to be going to the downside on this one. So as we head into um, the early hours of the new week, this is going to be my expectation. So let us connect the series of this area together to emphasize the key level at this point, and this shall be our yardstick going into the new week. So we have a key level sitting at around 1.94 area, at exactly 1.94 area, which appears to be a very strong psychological level. So that we there we go. So we have our golden zone is always gold. So let's label this for the sake of clarity. So we have this area key level at 1.9400 area. Give it a gold and let's place it right at the top. Right hand side would be most preferable. So this is what I'm looking out for going into the new week. So now that we have the structure, we want to see a significant breakdown of this key level to give us a signal, after which we look out for retest of structure on our lower time frame. It could be a retest of this key level, or probably this bullish trend line that will have been broken. Then we look out for patterns on lower time frame that will support a trend continuation to the downside. You will want to follow me on my TradingView platform so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section. If this video has in any way has been of immense help or assistance in making your own individual decision during the new trading week, kindly support me by liking this video. So at this point, I would like to pause the video and let's see how price is going to play out. Be rest assured that I will normally share, as usual, regular updates in the comment section. Thank you for watching and do have a wonderful day. Bye bye.